Yeah, hi guys. Welcome to the Your Mentor YouTube channel. So I hope my audio and video both these two are fine, right? Okay, so from this session, we are going to start the UGC NET paper one, that is Teaching and Research Aptitude free online live classes in the Your Mentor YouTube channel, and uh, these classes will happen every day evening. Okay, by this time almost. So join the session. So daily we are going to see the part wise and the unit wise. Okay. So today we are going to see the teaching aptitude. That is the first unit of our UGC NET paper one, and the first part we are going to see. So whoever the candidates are preparing for the December 2023 cycle, so have a look at these videos and follow up these videos, and share this video links also to your friends who are preparing for the upcoming examination. Okay. So out of the 10 units of the paper one, the first unit is the teaching aptitude. So in this one, we're having the different syllabus contents are there as per the university grants commission that all of you know. Okay. So what exactly the syllabus is that? So let's have a look here. So it is a syllabus, guys. So teaching, what is the teaching? And the second is what are the different learners characteristics, and what are the different factors affecting the teaching, and what are the different methods of teaching, and what is the teaching support system, and what is the evaluation system. Okay. So these are the different topics as per the UGC NET syllabus. Okay. Are there in the paper one. So out of all these six topics, so which topic is having the most importance while coming to the our UGS NET examination? So whatever the methods of teaching is there, okay. So this methods of teaching from this topic, definitely we are going to get the one or two questions from the methods of teaching. So it is the 100% mandatory topic. Okay. And while coming to the rest of the part, like while coming to the first one, that is the teaching point of view, they may just ask like general questions. That means if the student is behaving like that, if the student is behaving like that in your classroom, then which of the following steps you are going to take place. Okay, so these are the different types of questions they may ask, right? And while coming to the remaining rest of the parts like learners characteristics and what are the factors affecting system, may or may not. Sometimes the evaluation system also, in the 2 years back from the evaluation system, we got the two questions directly from this topic, right? So if you are focusing on this first unit, that is the teaching aptitude, then mandatory you have to stress more and more about the what are the different methods of teaching are there. Understood? Fine. Yeah. So first, let's have a look at the teaching. So coming to the teaching, that in the whatever the teaching part is there. So in this one, the different subtopics are there. So coming to the subtopics are what is the concept of teaching, and what are the different objectives of teaching, levels of teaching, and the characteristics and basic requirements of the teaching. So as a first part of this first unit, today we are going to see the first topic, that is the teaching, and its subtopics, that is the concept of teaching and the objectives as well as the levels and the characteristics. Okay, fine. Yeah, hi guys, Priyadarshini and Vibin. So thank you very much and good evening. So before going into the before starting the main topic, here the first one, what are the aims of teaching? Here you can tell that aims of the teaching or else objectives of the teaching. Okay, anything is fine. Aims or else objectives. So first of all, if you are focusing on the objective of the teaching or else the aims of the teaching, teaching well to the students and managing the discipline among the students. Okay, we have the different concepts are there. Okay, inclusive type of teaching means in your classroom, if the 100 students are there, all the 100 students are having the different mentalities. So whatever the concept we're explaining, and we have to make the 100 students, all the 100 students, you have to make them understand. It is called inclusive teaching. So different concepts we are going to say in the first unit. But apart from all these topics, what is the basic, primary, the most important aim and objective of the teaching is that the teacher has to bring the changes in the behavior of the student. Understood? It is a very most important one. The main objective of the teaching is that teacher has to bring the changes in the behavior of the students, and whatever the changes are happening, those changes are make the students run towards the particular goal. Okay, so it is the main objective. And the next one is to improve the learning skills of the students and shaping the behavior and conduct. Almost whatever the first one is there and the third point is there. So almost both these two are similar. And acquisition of the knowledge. Acquisition of the knowledge means acquiring, means observing the knowledge, and formation of belief. Formation of belief means the teaching process has to improve the belief in the students, that a student can able to stand himself or herself alone. Okay, by learning the different teaching things. Okay, so these are the main aims of the teaching. Right. Next. So what is the concept actually? What is the concept of teaching? So basically, the teaching is having the different definitions are there. So the basic thing is that teaching is nothing but a sharing of information, right? Sharing of information or knowledge from one person to the another person, or else from, if you take one person to the multiple persons. So what is the multiple persons here? Multiple persons are nothing but students. Okay, so from teacher to students. Right? Next, in traditional concept, the teaching is like act of imparting the instruction to the learners in the classroom. So here, in the first point, you can observe that what is the basic definition of the teaching. Okay, what is the basic definition of the teaching? Like sharing the information from from teachers to the student. And the two different aspects are there. In the traditional point of view, okay, in the traditional point of view, what is the teaching? And while coming to the modern concept of view, as per the modern concept of view, what is the teaching? So if you take the traditional concept, the teaching is just like whatever the syllabus is there, whatever the curriculum is there, just going to the classroom and make the students understand about the topics whatever we are dealing, means completely academic point of view. But while coming to the modern concept of teaching is that a teacher should not only build up the academic knowledge, subject knowledge, but also the teacher has to build up the skills. Understand? Not only the knowledge, but also the teacher has to build up the skills among the students, and these skills are also desirable how to live in the society. Okay, that means not only the classroom teaching, but also the outdoor teaching also, means how to live in the society. Along with that one, so now whatever the modern concept of view teaching is there, it includes both the two. So learning the skills, how to live the better way in a society, and acquiring the conceptual type of knowledge. Okay, both these two must be there. And sometimes that means not in the present examinations. So if you take in the previous examinations, means like some 6 to 7 years back, like that, they used to ask few of the questions like, as per the so and so person, how can you define the teaching? Okay, as per the so and so expert point of view, what is the definition of the teaching? So these things we used to get in the previous days, but whatever the present day's examination, so NTA is not asking about the definition of the teaching as per the one particular person point of view. Okay. So if you want to just have pause the video and just have a look at the definitions like H.C. Morrison, teaching is an intimate contact between the one mature person. Okay, here the mature person means who will comes under the mature person? More mature person means the teacher will come, and less mature one means the student will come. Okay. And as per the Jackson, teaching is the face-to-face encounters between the two or more persons. Okay. So one is teacher and another one is students. And next, the teaching is an activity with three phases like curriculum planning phase, okay, and instruction phase and evaluation phase. Right. So, as per the simple point of view, curriculum planning phase means if you take like what is the syllabus, okay, what is the syllabus has to be designed to one particular discipline, okay, and after designing the subjects, syllabus, and everything, then the teachers will start giving the instructions. Instruction phase means delivering the lectures in the classroom. And the third stage is the evaluation phase. So evaluating phase means after completion of the teaching and the lecture and all, finally they will put one examination, right? So after writing the exams, then the teachers will start evaluating those things. So that's what they mentioned. Curriculum means syllabus designing, and instruction phase means delivering the lecture. Evaluating phase means correcting the answer sheets written by the students, right? Next, few more definitions are also there. So teaching is an interpersonal influence aimed to change the behavior of the another person, right? Next, so teaching refers to the activities that are designed and performed to produce in the student's behavior. Teaching is a system of actions intended to produce a learning. Okay, fine. And next, now while coming to the objectives of teaching. So what are the basic objectives? I am in the starting of the session itself, we saw the aims of the teaching, right? So here aims and objectives, almost both these two are similar. Okay. Hi Vaibhav. So coming to the objectives of the teaching is that bringing the change in the behavior of the students. So as we already saw this point, so to shape the behavior and conduct and acquisition of the knowledge, improving the learning skills, so everything we saw. So to provide the social and efficient member of the society. Okay. And next, while coming to the levels of teaching. So it is also the most important concept, guys. So many times in our examination, UGC net exam, they ask the so many ways in the different ways. Okay. So coming to the, we're having the three different levels of teachings are there. So one is a memory level, second one is understanding level, and third one is a reflective level. So what these levels are? So first one is a memory level means usually the kids, okay, the small childrens will start learning with the help of the memory level like A for apple and B for ball and C for cat. So like this, okay. So it is a completely thoughtless type of teaching means in this memory level, the kids or the students just use it to remember whatever the points explained by the teacher. They don't use their brain to analyze, to understand the concepts and all. It is called as a memory level type of teaching. So usually memory level type of teaching means, as I told that example like LKG, UKG and first standard, second standard, these kids usually follow this memory level type of teachings, okay, or else this learning. And the second one is the understanding level. So understanding level means it's a thoughtful type of teaching. Means whatever the concepts explained to the students, we have to make them understand. Okay, we have to make them understand like how it is working, what is the basic principle behind the working of that any one machine. Okay, so means thoughtful type of teaching means it is the understanding level means, as I told that in this phase the students use it to start understanding the concepts very clearly. So if you go to some high school levels and the graduation levels, post graduation levels, usually the thoughtful type of teaching will go on. Reflective type of teaching means it is a higher or upper thoughtful level. So in this reflective level, the students or the candidates start designing the new things. Okay, start designing the new things means like here the discoveries may happen or inventions may happen. Okay, so and all these Means usually this reflective type of things will happens in the PhD level. Okay, it will happens in the PhD level of the students, right? Okay, so here I kept the three examples, guys. So the first one is, sorry, toy. So it is a toy car. Fine. So why I kept this one? Because usually it is a memory level type of teaching. Means it's a completely thoughtless. So a C for car, T for toy, something like that. And so it is a first one. And if you go to the second one, here it is understanding level. Means in the understanding level, the students used to understand on what basis the car works, okay, and what is the machine inside the car, and how that machine works. Fine. So how that machine works, and different concepts they used to learn. And while coming to the third level, by understanding what are the different drawbacks are there in the second one, means in the understanding level. Okay, so they design one new methodology. Okay, where all the drawbacks they gone through in the second stage, that they will try to overcome in the third stage, means new designings. Okay, so we can take that it is a school age, and it is the graduation age, and it is the research type of age. So we can take the examples as like this. So these are the three different types, like memory level, understanding level, and the reflective level. Okay, and so some more description also I kept here, so please go through this description also while coming to the memory level, so what it is. Okay, so please go through these definitions also. I mean, sorry, not definition, just a concept. So in the memory level, what generally it's a completely mechanical process. Memory level is a mechanical process, and as per our UGC NET examination point of view, we will call this memory level as a rote learning, ROTE. Okay, it is called as a rote learning. What is the meaning of rote learning? Without understanding anything, simply by hearding. Okay, so of course, nowadays in graduation or post graduation also, that mean we used to start by heart, right? Few of the concepts. So fine. So it's just simply the memorization, or else it's a rote type of learning. And here the students learn to identify the things. Okay, that identifying the things means it is a bottle, it is a jar, it is a blanket, it is a pillow, like identifying and recalling themselves. Okay, and remembering the objects or events or ideas and concepts and retain them in the memory. So it is simply copying. So if you are copying some content from the pen drive to your system, that is a memory level. So it is just simply called as a memory level type of teaching, or else a learning. Okay. Annu Paswan, yeah, it is the first class. And Ziba, yeah, good evening. How are you, Vaibhav? Okay. So coming to the next one. So even though the memory level is a rote type of learning, but all of you know that it is a starting, it is the first stage of the teaching, right? It is the very first stage of the teaching. So always started our learning process from this one only, and it is very useful for the children in the lower class because their IQ levels are not much higher. So as per their intellectual levels, they will simply understand. Sorry, they will simply memorize, okay, and recall. And here the teacher dominated methods are like drillings, making the students drill means repeating the sentences or rhymes again and again. So reviews and making them the revisions and asking the questions again and again and again. And the evaluation system includes either orally or in the written format or in the essay type format. So memory level teaching acts as a first step for understanding level as well as a reflective level. That means for both the next two level of teachings like understanding and the reflective level, the memory level is the prerequisite. Prerequisite means starting one. Okay. What are the advantages of this memory level? So it is useful for young children, and it is useful for acquisition of facts and information of models, and it is helping the children to learn the new concept. Okay, to learn the new concept means just in memorizing point of view only, not in the understanding point of view. So it is very useful for the slow learners and is the basic level for the next two type of teaching. And coming to the disadvantages, it is not suitable for higher classes, and here the teacher dominance is more. All the students are in the sleeping mode. Okay, so there is little or no interaction. Almost we can tell that there is no interaction between the teacher and student in the memory level type of things, and there is no creativity in the students. Next, coming to the second one. So second one is what? It is the understanding level. So in the case of understanding level, here the students will start understanding, means here the means to comprehend. What is the meaning of comprehending? Means understanding. Okay, to grasp and to have the knowledge to learn, to interpret and to infer. So interpret means like if any one concept is having the 10 pages like that, we can able to make one conclusion of the 10 pages. Okay, that means if you watch a 3 hours of movie, you can simply tell in a one sentence. So that is called as a interpret. Okay, like coming to one conclusion based upon the previous read concept. So if you want to interpret any one concept, that means you must be understood very well that concept, right? So it is a memory plus insight, both these two include. So because memory is nothing but memory level type of thing, right? So memory is nothing but memory level type of teaching, plus insight also adds, means understanding. So both these two, memory plus insight, is nothing but what? It is the understanding level. Okay, and it is just beyond the memorizing the facts and all. So it focuses on the mastery of the subject, and it makes the people understand about the generalizations and the principles and the facts and different things. It provides the more and more opportunities for the students to develop their intellectual behavior. Why? Because they start analyzing, understanding, comprehending the concepts whatever they are learning. It leads to improvement in the intellectuality. Next, what are the merits and demerits of the ULT? ULT means understanding level teaching. Okay, so effective learning will happen, and the development of the different abilities and effective classroom interaction means if the student is understanding, then only he or she can able to ask the what we call questions. Okay, if the student is asking the question to the teacher, then the interaction will start. Okay, the teacher also start replying to them, and again the student will ask. So there is some kind of interaction will be perfectly develops between the student as well as the teacher. Okay, and few of the demerits are there. So less emphasis on the intrinsic motivation. Okay, and no individualized learning, and it is the teacher centered. So individualized learning is will be not be there. Why? Because the class is going on. Individualized learning is nothing but if you are going to the research point of view, PhD point of view, the student has to learn by himself or herself. That is called as individualized learning. But while coming to the understanding level of teaching, the teacher has to make the student understand the concept. Okay, are you getting my point? So that's why it is a teacher centered and it is not an individualized learning. Next, while coming to the reflective level. So by this time you might be already got some idea regarding the reflective level, right? So what is the reflective level? So as I given already one example, like the research or the PhD will comes under the reflective level. So it is a very highest level of teaching, and the students are assumed to adopt. That means in the reflective level, what will happen is that the students starts solving the problems. Okay, in the reflective level, the students start solving the problem. So first one is memory level, second one is understanding the concepts, third one is solving the problem. Okay, so it is the problem centric approach of the teaching, and the aim of this reflective things is to develop that problem solving capacity among the students by developing the reasoning, logic, imagination of the students. Okay, So it is what the reflective level is. And it is also having some merits and advantages, like it is full of thoughtful and learner-centered approach. Because if you're while coming to the demerits of the reflective, so it is not suitable for the lower class. Why it is not suitable for the lower class? Because as we already discussed that lower class peoples will generally, I mean, lower class students usually will follow the memory level type of teaching, right? So it is a time consuming process. Why? Because if a teacher has to understand the students in a problem solving way, then it will consume the much time and it is not applicable for not the dull students. Okay, so always in our teaching process, we should not segregate the students as a bright and dull students. We have to segregate them as a slow learners and the fast learners. So it is the wrong word. We should not use the dull. It's a wrong word, guys. Okay, slow learners. And there is an excess burden to the teacher, obviously. Okay, so obviously the present day teachers are facing the excess burdens and all, right? And while coming to the characteristics of the teaching, so what are the different characteristics are there? Okay, so system of action. So here itself it will be replicated, but let's have a see. System of action and professional activity subjected to the analysis and assessment, interactive process, specialized task, and collection of the various modes. So these are the characteristics of the teaching. Like system of actions means the teacher has to take the multiple actions, okay, to make the students understand. And the professional activity, like the teacher must be very professional in dressing or else in the way of speaking, in the body language point of view, and subjected to the analysis and the assessment. So analyze the behavior of the student, learning capability of the student, and make the assessment of them. Interactive process means the teacher and student and teacher must be in always interactive, okay, to make the very good teaching learning process. And some different types of specialized tasks or else the different types of teaching methodologies can be adopted while the teaching process is going on in order to make the students understand. Okay, and the collection of the various modes is also similar to different teaching methodologies. So whatever the modes are suitable to the students, so that modes we have to select. Sometimes it is a what we call simulation role point of view and the drama role point of view. Okay, so the different types of teaching methodologies are there, so we can adapt any one of the things to make the students understand. And next, while coming to the basic requirement of the teaching, so I hope that my audio and video everything is fine, right? Okay, so while coming to the basic requirement of the teaching is that here all three variables. What are all the three variables? I will come to this point later. So yeah, three variables I kept here. So professionalism, as I already told that the way, I mean, the way of speaking, so the way of dressing and the way of delivering the lecture, body language, so the professionalism has to be maintained and the suitable environment must be maintained. Suitable environment means if the class is going on, we should not conduct the classes in the open spaces or else beside the highways and all, right? So definitely they will disturb the classroom environment. So that's why whenever the class is going on, then we have to select the suitable environment. And the teacher student relationship must be, that means the teacher has to behave like a leader to the students. A leader, why? Because he or she has to lead the students in a better way, maintaining the students discipline. So here the maintaining the students discipline and giving the punishment, both these two are different. A discipline means making the students to move in a betterment way. Okay, so punishments, that gives the negative impact on the student. So there is a very narrow line between the discipline as well as the punishment. Both these two the teacher must be carefully follow. And here one more thing is that teacher must be devoted to teach. In the same way, the students must be devoted to learning. Then only, that means both these two fellows are devoted. Teacher has to devote to teach and students has to devote to learning. Then only the very good teaching learning process will takes place. And coming to the first point here in the basic requirements of teaching, all three variables. What are the three variables are that? Dependent variable, and independent variable and intervening variable. These are the three different variables are there. Okay. So while coming to the dependent variable, what is this dependent variable means? Just take a simple example. Here, teacher as well as student. So here, the performance of the students depends upon the different teaching methodologies adopted by the teacher, right? So here the student performance depends means students comes under the dependent variables, okay, and while coming to the teacher comes under the independent variable, but because the teacher is having the independence to select the different types of teaching methodologies to make the students understand. Intervening variables means here what are the different, see, I mean, what are the teaching methodologies followed by the teacher, like the process of teaching, methods of teaching, different techniques followed for the teaching, tactics and strategies followed for the teaching. Are you using the blackboard or whiteboard or else something PPTs, presentations, and the environments? So all these things comes under the intervening variables. That means whatever the factors affecting in between both the teacher and student, all this comes under the intervening variables. Okay. So let's have a look at this slide. Right. So it is the first part, and the second part of the teaching aptitude, that is the learner characteristics, we'll see in the tomorrow class. Okay. So I hope that you guys understood. So today what we discussed is that, so what is the aim of the teaching? The main aim is that to bring the changes in the behavior of the student in a development way. Okay, and the concept of teaching is that sharing of information or the knowledge between one most matured person to the less matured person, and different expert views. And while coming to the objectives of the teaching and the different levels of teaching, like memory level is a rote type of learning. It's a completely thoughtless, and understanding is thoughtful, so making the students understand about the concepts and all. Reflective level means it is the problem solving point of view. Okay, the problem solving point of view is called as a reflective level, and each and every method of level of teaching is having their own individual advantages as well as the disadvantages are there, right? So the characteristics of the teaching and all, so professional activity must be maintained and proper actions has to be taken by the teacher, and the teacher has to analyze the students and assess them, and the very much interactive environment has to be maintained in the classroom. Yeah, the basic requirements like suitable environment and the relationship between the teacher and student, and that maintaining the discipline. And what about the different variables like dependent, independent, and the intervening variables. So dependent variables are comes under the students, but because the students performance depends upon the teacher, and the teacher is the comes under the independent variable. Why? Because the teacher is independent to select which type of teaching methodology and which type of strategy has to be followed, and whatever the strategies, techniques, methods followed by the teacher on the student, all these things comes under the intervening variables. Okay, so okay, so thank you very much, and we'll meet in the tomorrow class. Okay, almost tomorrow by the same time. Okay, so thank you very much, and we'll meet in the tomorrow.